topic on why animal communications and tracking, or what we call gestalt tracking, missing animals is not something that every animal communicator will do, because it is, for one, very emotionally charged. I know myself how distressing it can be to have an animal that's gone missing and be desperate to get them back home to you safe and sound. And also, hi Aim. I love that we have the same surname. But yeah, so I wanted to speak a little bit today about why tracking missing animals is a very difficult job. It's kind of like hunting for a needle in a haystack, and it is very emotional, very emotionally charged, not just for the person that is looking for their lost animal and perhaps hires me to help them to find their animal or their animal's body, or just to know whether their animal is alive or not, is that, of course, I find it very difficult. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I still find it incredibly difficult to not be vested in the outcome, because the person that's asking me to track their animals are very, very concerned, very worried. And of course, this can be very time consuming as well, because the animals are always on the move. If they're scared or injured, it's not always easy for them to communicate on tap like we would in a normal conversation. If they're on the run because they're running away from dogs that are perhaps chasing them, or they're injured, or they're trying to get themselves out of a tree or a tricky situation, they can't listen to us. They can't have a conversation with us. And a lot of times they'll say to me, "Not now, I'm busy," or I'll just hear crickets. So, they're also always going to show me, and I've found this from years and years of experience of tracking missing animals, is that a lot of times, even though I'm a very visual processor, they'll send me a lot of pictures. Hi, Mary Branch. They'll send me visual images of where they have been, not necessarily where they are now. And sometimes, being human, this gets lost in translation. So just know, when you have an animal that is domesticated, that's used to being fed, that's used to being looked after, if they've been on the move, or they can't find their way home, thank you for the love, thank you for the hearts, they can't find their way home, they're going to revert back to their natural instinct, which is to keep themselves alive, right? The survival instinct kicks in. So again, if survival is their top priority, they're not always available to have a conversation with us. Your house sitting? Okay. Alright, so what if you could show him a picture, Mary Branch, of how beautiful it would be for him to be able to do his business on the lawn. So, I think, again, if you just send animals pictures and you give them choice, and of course listen to some of the objections that they often have on why they can't perhaps go outside, or what they're afraid of outside, and you listen and you follow through, a lot of times they will comply. And this, again, is one of the things that can be very frustrating and very hard, makes my heart really sore when I'm gestalt tracking lost animals, is a lot of times they do leave home because they are wanting you to find a lesson in what is perhaps going on in your own life. They are perhaps trying to get your attention, and the only way they can do that is to give you a big wake-up call and say, hey, you need to look at something. And this certainly happened with my own beloved cat when he'd gone through thick and thin with me, moved cities a couple of times, see, being separated from me when I was unable to be with them when I was really, really ill. And when he finally got to be with me and we moved and he settled into the new house with the other cats, he was a really happy boy. And then he started to go walk about, and I would walk around the neighborhood. Okay. Alright, I've arrived at my stop, so I'm going to continue this part 2 on why animal communications can be so difficult, and how you can actually support an animal communicator in actually giving you the information that you want. So I've got to jump off my bus. But if you have any questions about how you can find missing animals using animal communications, I'm gonna continue this in a little bit. But right now I've got to jump off my bus and get to my next stop. So I'll speak to you soon.